2 to Machado. And the Red Sox are World Series champions again! Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers enduring a visitor's celebration for a World Series title on their home turf for the second straight year.
Charlie, ready, set, go. Go, 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 go. You gotta run.
My kids are so much fun. I'm so thankful to have those two around. You go to the field and you become the person that you have to be to pitch, and then when you go home, you turn it off. And it is a great thing when you have a bad game to come home to them, and all they want to do is wrestle and play Barbie, so it's great.
2. Yes!
During the offseason, he realizes that this is his time to be dad, you know, and baseball is his first priority. He will wake up before the sun rises so he can get his workouts in so he's able to take them to school. Making it to the World Series and just falling short. I'm so thankful for our kids. They've picked him up without knowing it.
3-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw is a generational athlete who aspires to a legacy beyond baseball.
Ellen and I have always talked about what our giving mission is, or what we feel most called to do, and kids are right at the forefront of that. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
As part of their mission, Kershaw traveled to the Dominican Republic this January with his wife Ellen to work with International Justice Mission, a global organization dedicated to eliminating the slave trade worldwide, including sex trafficking.
To have the kids be in these trafficking situations, there's not a more vulnerable situation for a kid to be in, and we just thought this is right what we want to be a part of. I am excited to meet the people on the front lines there that have basically dedicated their life to this, to fight the trafficking in the DR, to fight the slavery in the DR. You can write checks, which is awesome. Every nonprofit needs financial support, but to put boots on the ground and go see it can change your heart.
According to International Justice Mission, nearly 5 million of the estimated 40 million people enslaved today worldwide are believed to be the prey of sex traffickers. Tens of thousands of those victims are Dominican women. Ellen and Clayton went out in Boca Chica at night to speak to local women engaged in prostitution who are suspected to be victims of sex trafficking.
There were 2 girls that came up to us almost immediately. One of them spoke actually pretty decent English and learned she was 24 and wasn't from the Dominican Republic, had come here, and possible signs of trafficking, obviously, and just noticed how once she sat down and kind of realized that we weren't interested in what she was after, you kind of just saw a sadness come back over her again, like she didn't do her job. It's super sad and super heartbreaking to see these girls and what they have to go through on a day in, day out basis. They've been beat down for so long that they need help, and they need help to get out.
Later in the trip, they visited the Lily House, a place that has helped women in the aftermath of prostitution and trafficking for 9 years.
To come full scope of what we saw the first night in Boca Chica to where we are now, today has been a really cool experience for us to get to come to Lily's house and see the end of it, see when these girls get through the restoration process and become healed from what they've been through.
One survivor who told her story declined to appear on camera for fear of retribution. She was rescued at the age of 15 after being sold to men on the streets of Santo Domingo.
Yo era una persona que tenía mucho odio y rencor y enojo. No quería saber mucho de la persona por lo que había experimentado en la calle. Pero llegué a Lily House, donde hay personas que se preocupan por mi bienestar y de mis hijas.
Today we got to hear a story of a survivor. To hear the one story helps you keep going. If it's one kid, that makes a big difference. ¿Cómo se dice hope en español? Esperanza.
This whole trip, I've just been thinking about our kids back home and how they get to have a safe place to call home at night. And that's pretty heart-wrenching to be over here and just to want to do that for everybody else. Clayton and I are able to shine a light on this epidemic and what is going on in the Dominican Republic as well as America. Then I feel like we are going to become the voice to these children who have been voiceless for so long.
I I think the way you look at baseball is it's an incredible opportunity. In order to have that opportunity, you have to have the success on the baseball field for people to be interested in, people to care about what you're doing, and that's the reality of the situation.
Ella muy buena estudiante.
You're a good student. She ended there.
Bien también.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. I don't care what people remember about me, but because of baseball, we are here. And if these girls and boys are getting helped, that's enough for all of us to be happy with.